Hi, my name is Lisa Galloway. This is Beauty from Inside and Out. And today, let's talk a little bit about cream. Get ready with me while I share with you last chance to get these beautiful, beautiful blush and lip colors. Create your own personalized palette just for you. Keep watching.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay there, friends. I don't know about you, but when I first thought about cream makeup, my mind went immediately to like my previous generation, right? Like my mom and my grandparents. Yeah, that's not the cream makeup that I wanted. It's come a long ways. Okay, if you haven't ever really heard me talk about cream makeup, and yes, they're all made very differently, it's become like the fad, I think, in the last maybe like few years. It's just, it looks better, especially on mature skin, right? It just gives you a nice glow, but not all of them are created equal. I know, I've tried other creams. Now, this is with Seint. Love Seint cream makeup. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with simplifying my application. It's not the recommended way I would give someone that's starting out with cream, especially with Seint. So if you've never heard of Seint and you want me to guide you through, that would be my pleasure. There's always a link down below in my description for a customized, free, personalized color match just for you. And I'm the only one that sees that photo. I just want to dissect kind of like your skin tone and your texture to match you to the perfect shade that's going to work for you. And then I will include a video where it kind of just step by step tells you how to apply it, because how I'm going to do it today is what I have found quick and easy for me. But again, I've been using the makeup for going on almost 5 years, and I've learned to tweak a few things, but it's not maybe like the best way to start when you first start using Seint makeup. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into this. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just warm up my face a little bit. And I have chosen this beautiful color that with my skin tone, I tell you, it's the one I'm grabbing. It's called Fiji. I think it's gorgeous. Now, our tints, our makeup, they're all called highlights, okay? Saints, they're all called highlights. And what I have noticed is that it can be a little bit confusing in the beginning when you first are trying to get used to what they're called. But then once you start using it, and you'll get the hang of it. But they're all called highlights. The contours, the foundation, the concealers, all called highlights. What we would normally consider a highlight is then called an illuminator. Go figure. But like I said, it's catchy. You'll eventually get on. So anyway, I'm using a foundation color. This would be like very, someone that has a darker skin tone than myself, I would try to match them to something close or to this color, but I'm using it today as a bronzer, okay? And that's the beauty thing about, in my opinion, creams. And again, they're all created differently, but I get to choose what shade is gonna go well with my skin. Does that make sense? Think about how, first and foremost, especially in seasons, our skin tone changes. So this is why I feel that using like one foundation for your entire face doesn't necessarily make sense. Think about that. It's like your skin has many shades, whether you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, which is like dark spots, sunspots, acne spots. Like, our skin tone is different. When you look at yourself and you look at your neck color versus your face color, like you will see that there's a clear shade different. So why in the world are we just choosing one shade for our entire face? It makes no sense. This is kind of like where this cream makeup comes in. And it's summer, so I will adjust to my shade of choice than what I would choose to wear in the winter. But right now I am just loving this shade to go with warming up my face, and I'm just hitting it in like the highest point of my face, right? My forehead, my cheekbone, kind of staying away a little bit from even placing it in the temple of my face. I don't know if you've known this or not, but as you age, this starts to hollow in and it becomes darker in shade. So what we want to do is kind of like lighten that area so it doesn't then look even more sunk in, if that makes any sense. So I just stay away from putting any darker area or shade to that portion of my face. Okay, so warming up my face, and I think I have it kind of like where I want it. I usually end up doing a little on my ear because I tend to tuck my hair behind my ear and I want it just evened out. Okay, so I'm happy with this. This is why I have chosen to do this today and have been for me. Again, it's quick, it's less makeup that you're putting on, and then especially in the summer, right? Who wants to have like that makeup-y feeling? And trust me when I say that no, even in the summer, the makeup will not melt on your face. Why? Because you're not using a lot. I mean, you just barely saw what I put on as far as feathering in that warmth to my face, right? Not cakey at all, doesn't feel sticky, and it doesn't even dry into your skin. It can't. It's cream, but it doesn't melt. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't melt. Now, there are caveats to that, because if you have like oily skin, there may be something that you may need to do to put underneath, like in your prep, skin prep, like before you put on your makeup, that you may need to do. Some kind of setting spray, some kind of primer that you may need to use to tame the oiliness so that it is not contrasting the cream. I can help you with that as well. Okay, the first portion of this, a lot of this is not on the last chance to get, which is like the foundation colors and what have not, but I'm getting to the 50% in just a second. Let me go ahead and address now the area where I want to even out my skin tone. And what I mean by that is I'm just gonna place this color corrector on my face in just certain key spots. I have a little bit of that different shade, usually in my nose. It's like the darkest. It's just like the portion, right, that's more like protruded out where the sun is gonna hit, and it's gonna always get that part of my face a little darker. Under my eyes, just a smidge, and then maybe tapping it in just particular areas where I have like darker skin tones. And this is what I do for you when I see your selfie that you take of yourself. I will let you know what color is going to be. I'm not going to mention the name of the shade that I'm using right now because it's going to be very different for you, and you're going to tend to want to say, oh, that worked for her, let me get that for me. So I'm not going to go ahead and share like my foundation color, my color correcting color, because it will be different for you. Okay, now I'm just going to take my brush and I'm just going to tap in the areas that I placed the cream. And again, I'm just evening out a little of my skin tone. You see how little by little it's all kind of coming together. And I'm not having to place my makeup on my entire face. There's like really no need, in my opinion, to do that. Unless you are wearing something like a skin tint, right? A primer. Like, I can understand having to put that on your face. But when it comes to like your makeup, I'm telling you, your face is not just one shade. And that's the magic that I saw. It's one of the things that kind of grabbed my personal attention when it came to cream makeup. It's like, it's so true. All I need to do is just place this in areas that I want to diminish things, conceal things that are bothering me. Okay, let's go in with the third color. Again, I usually say there's about 2 or 3 shades that are going to help bring it all together when I do it like a color match. Now, this shade is going to be my main foundation. But again, I am not going to use this in my entire face. And this is all in one palette. Now, this palette here is 2 layers with a mirror. There are going to be some palettes still that you will be able to grab in that last chance opportunity to get 50% off. Now, I'm recording this on the 27th. The opportunity to get this is going to be available until the end of next month, until the end of July. However, only until supplies last. There have been many more items that were there, and they're just getting gobbled up. So if you're seeing anything that I'm sharing and you see on that list, keep in mind that when you go to the site, depending on when you see this, they may be out of stock and they're not coming back. So when you see this, if you really want that one shade or you want that one product, go and grab it. So I'm taking now my main shade foundation, and I'm going to place it in areas that I didn't put on anything before, with the exception of just maybe like a few dots under my eye and on my nose to kind of give it more of a cohesiveness. And that is it. Taking now the same brush, but I'm flipping it over to the thicker side of the brush to blend in this portion. But see how easy this is coming together? It's amazing. And if I just feel like there's just less makeup on my face and I don't have layers and layers of makeup, it's just pretty much one layer of makeup. And if you have areas where you feel like I have to tap on a little bit more because you do have like hyperpigmentation or you do have like redness, then you can build on it, right, with thin layers. And the whole point is to not have that cakiness feeling to your face. But that is it. I have all of this done and I'm put together. I am losing a little bit of my light. It looks like it's getting ready to pour here. So hopefully I'll be able to complete this without having any lighting issue. Okay, let's get in now to the fun stuff. The fun stuff that is the color, adding that color to your face, right? And these are the ones that I'm going to mention that are going to be on 50%. Guys, 50%, that's a huge discount. And you can get your palette at 50%, whichever palette that you can find there. Each tin comes in, or each of your makeups will come in a tin. And these tins are gorgeous. I have kept every one of these pretty much in a gorgeous glass bottle because look how beautiful. I mean, that's just one of the 10 colors. So they come in a tin, they slide off. My hands are a little slippery, but they slide off. And then you take your tin and you place it into your palette, creating your own personalized palette, right? So it's summertime. If you're gonna get these, keep one thing in mind: creams melt typically, hello, in the heat. So once you get them in the mail, make sure that you put them in the fridge for just about maybe 5-10 minutes. Let them harden again, and you place them facing up with the pretty picture upward. Just put these, don't open it, don't slide it. I know it'll be really tempting to do that because you want to look at the gorgeous colors that you got, but don't open it because then you'll end up getting a lot of the color, right, in like the back. I mean, this looks a little in comparison to what it would look like if you open this up in the back of the tin if it's melted. In the back of the tin, it actually has, I know you can't see that, but it has like the name of the shade that you're getting. Okay, let's get on to now let's start with a shadow shade before I get into the lip and cheeks. There are a few shadows that are still there for 50% off that are gorgeous. Okay, this one here may seem like it's very, very light, but it is buildable, which is the one that's here. It's called Paris. It is so, so pretty, so subtle. So I'm gonna choose, did I put a little bit of primer on? I don't think I put any primer on my eyes. However, let me at least pat it down. A primer is important. There are so many primers, just find the right one that's for you. Celesty does have a primer that I use. I use another one called Thank Me Later that I've grabbed over on Amazon. So and just choose one that you can place on your lids so that it can have the gripping effect for the shadow look you want for that day. But I'm taking a little bit of powder and I'm just going to powder this down. And this way also it will stay and grip on with the shadow that I'm going to use. So let's go in now with this pretty Paris color. This is gorgeous. It is so pretty. Again, like I said, it's subtle, but it's buildable. And you can use it over your entire lid, in your crease and above. And the whole point I like to stress also, just a tip, when it comes to like placing your very first shadow, especially if you have aging eyes and you have a lot of texture and you have what's called like the hooded eye, where I'm clearly getting that, right? Like it's just like that lid is starting to hang over your actual lid, and it's not allowing your lid to show much. So if you keep it like your first shade only on your lid and you don't bring it outside of your crease, when your eyes are open, clearly, I mean, our eyes are open most of the time, at least I hope so, or else we're going to be crashing into things, but you're going to be able to see that gorgeous eye choice that you've given by placing it in and above like the crease. I take the other flip side and I just kind of line out the bottom of my eye just to kind of, again, I like everything to look very cohesive, and I don't use like a dark liner, totally my preference. I think there's a time and a place for it, for sure. I don't say that I don't and I won't do a dark liner. It just really depends on what the event is or the time of day. I just think that when you take that one shade that you're using, which is your first color to your lids, and placing it underneath as a liner, it just brightens your eye so much more than if you leave it alone or you take like a dark liner and place it there. It'll close your eye out. If you don't believe me, just try it. Do one eye and use an eyeliner, and don't do one on the other eye. And unless you're trying to create of a salty, darker kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I think you understand what I'm looking for. It's like, you know, just a salty eye, right? So, okay, I take that color. Now this color, and this one's on 50%, which is Paris. But then there's two other ones that you'll see there. And hopefully, again, they will be there. They are gorgeous. One is called Fin, and this is Fin here. And this is called Gilded. I'm going to use Fin. And I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to place it on my lid and just bring it across to cover my entire lid. Look how gorgeous that looks. I'm just keeping this on the lid. And if you want, you can go back and just fluff a little bit more of Paris, which is that first shade, and take it into the crease and above. But look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. They are it's considered like a shimmer, but it's so dark that it doesn't give you like that glitter. I think there's a difference between like a shimmer and a glitter. A glitter to me will give it too much sparkle. And for your eyes, especially if you have aging eyes, I would stay away from the glitter unless you're looking for a specific look. But shimmer, that's a different story. Look how pretty that is. Just gorgeous. Okay, again, both of those 50% off. Grab it if you'd like it. Again, I suggest to get a palette that you have 2 levels at least. You can go bigger if they're still available on the site. But grab one that has at least 2 levels, whether you're getting something this size or this size. Because what I have seen and what I have experienced is that you have cream product and you have clearly a powder product. If by chance you drop your palette and you've got them both on the same level, your powder is going to spill into your cream and you're going to have one big hot mess. So have 2 levels, have your eyeshadows in one, just like I have this palette, right? I have a lot of different shades along with, this is a shadow cleaner. I don't know if that is still available. They might have sold out, but at the end of this video, I'm going to put up a list of the things that are on that last chance to get. Keep in mind that some of those may already be out of stock, but just go over to the site. There'll be also a link with Seint, shop Seint, down below in my description that you can click on and you'll see it there. Just tap on the 3 lines and you'll be able to go to the list where at the bottom it'll say last chance. Click on there. It'll take you straight to everything that's available for the 50% off and see what's available still. Okay, now that I have my shadow done, keeping things really simple because I want to get to the rest of these colors that are 50% off. So let me go into this beautiful Daylily blush. Again, they're called highlights. This is called a lip and cheek. You'll see it on the site. This is so pretty. I have had this for a minute and I totally forgot that I even have, that's why I have so many of their lip and cheek colors. And when they said this was going bye-bye, I was so disappointed because I pulled it out and immediately was reminded how much I thought this was gorgeous. So let me go ahead and get my brush so that I can show you how pretty this is. It has got a neutral but very much drop of blush kind of like color to your cheeks. It is gorgeous. Let me swatch this for you so that you can see. Look at that. Oh, it is so pretty. The beauty thing about creams as well is that you can mix and match. I'm going to show you another shade that's also at 50% off and how pretty it would look with the shade Daylily. So this is Daylily. Okay, but let me go now. Add a splash of this on my nose. Love to have my nose with a smidge of color. But let me show you this next shade. This one is called Strawberry Shortcake. Pretty. Okay, let me swatch it. And I'm going to swatch this one next to Daylily. But look at those two shades. What I like to do with this shade is I like to pop it more in on my apple of my cheek, right? And that you can actually feel like where the bone of your cheek is, and just keep it there. I know that it's difficult sometimes when our face skin is shifting, right? Going south. And where we used to place our blush is very different than where we do it now. I mean, it really didn't matter before. It just felt like everything was nice and plump. And again, now we have to be very strategic about where we're placing that that color, right? To get the best look you want, because it's going to make a difference on the illusion of everything looking very lifted. So I just placed that color right there, like right at the apple of my cheeks. But look how pretty those two colors go together. I wish that you can actually just see this in person, because I know sometimes that's difficult to try to grasp in a camera, right? So we've got the lip, we've got the eyeshadow done. Let me go ahead now and do a lip, okay? And I'm going to use that Daylily. And I know that this is more of a muted, neutral color. There are so many tons of colors, I think, still available on the site. So choose something that maybe kind of appeals to you more. I'm keeping my look more of the neutral. It's just my particular look. One other thing that I am so sad that's going away is this color, and I hope that they really do bring this back in some way, shape, or form. Somehow. I don't know. Maybe like a bronzer or something, because it is gorgeous. This is called Suede. I don't know if it's on the site yet. I think it really did sell out very quickly. And I believe it was under the last chance to get. But it was created for a lip liner. And it is such a beautiful color that just completes your... All right, so let's try and use this by lining the lips. So I take a little of that and line the lips. Okay, so I'm going to use both Strawberry Shortcake and Daylily. Using a liner, whichever you choose to do, is going to help also with allowing to have your lips seem like they're fuller. And another tip that I can also share with you when it comes to lining, I know that there's the fear or concern that you'll look like a clown. When you're lining your lips, my suggestion or tip is to not take the liner all the way to the tip. but just take it right before the end on both sides. Same thing here and here. And stop. Smudge the rest into the corners, but don't create an actual line there. That's gonna help steer you away from having kind of like looking like a clown, right? You know how the clowns have like the exaggerated kind of the lips with the line. You don't want that. So I hope that helps you with that. So again, check out the site. There's so many things that I didn't even mention that will be there. I just wanted for you to just kind of see getting myself together, using some of these 50% off blushes and the palette and any other things that I might have mentioned that's not coming to mind, so that you can get your own personalized full kind of face makeup. But if you'd like a color match, please reach out to me. Go ahead and click that color match. I'll help you get those 2 or 3 shades that you may need, so that then you can enjoy putting on these other lip and cheek colors that are on 50% sale right now. Okay, I will catch you next week. Hopefully this has been fun for you to watch and that you can save a little money while you do some shopping for your makeup needs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on my next one. Bye.